Cape, near the towns of Berkeley East and Lady Grey. Round 6 is the feared Osram Rally, where it's often difficult to differentiate between bravery and plain stupidity.
The far northern part of the Eastern Cape is one of the coldest spots in the country, where overnight temperatures often plunge below freezing. But the cold is the least of the competitors' worries, as the stages of the Osram are notoriously fast. The rally cars can easily reach their top speeds of nearly 200 kilometers an hour, and that high up in the mountains with frightening drops into the valleys below, never far away. Last year, the Osram was the scene of one of the closest finishes in rally history, with only one single second that separated the top three. The 2009 Osram Rally is also unique, as unlike other events all the year before, this year's event will only be contested over one single day, turning it into the ultimate sprint race.
The roads are very quick, you've got to be very precise. I don't think it's that scary, but it's fun.
Some of the best roads in the country, eh? Excellent roads.
Right up at the top there is no repairs.
During 2008, Ergen Fecken recorded 4 victories on his way to the championship. His tally for 2009 is 3 so far, so a second consecutive title is now within reach.
We're pushing really hard this year. The guys are all very, very quick this year, and we haven't been given it on a silver platter this year. So we're going to have to push hard on this one, and we need 1 or 2 good events still for the championship, so there's no letting up yet.
With a 14-point deficit, Johnny Gemmell has no choice but to launch full-blown attacks on the 3 remaining rounds.
Yeah, obviously, it's like that most of this year, attack from the beginning. But this is quite a long event, some long stages. This first one's 45K, so, you know, you also got to get to the end.
The current championship has turned into a 2-horse race, or will multiple champion Jan Habig still have a say?
Yeah, I think we would like to have a say, and I think this event really will be the crunch for the championship for the 3 of us. So I think what needs to happen for the championship needs to happen here. So we'll see what we can do.
Mark Ronier is probably too far behind to influence the championship outcome, but Toyota will want him to take points away from rivals Volkswagen.
Oh, absolutely. That's my intention from word go, and I think we've got a good package, so it's going to be attack from day 1.
In 2008, Enzo Keen lost the Osram Rally by a single second and will hope to record his first win of the season.
We actually tied last year, and then they had to apply the rule where you see who won the previous stage, so no, they lost by a second. No, I think we're looking forward to this year. These roads have been the same for many years, and I like these roads. I think they're a real driver's challenge.
Behind the factory-backed Toyota and Volkswagen S2000 machines, a host of privateers will do battle. With 4 non-finishers from 5 starts, Jean-Pierre Damso is having a nightmare season. So a good finish in the Osram will be more important than ever for the son of rally legend Serge Damso. Jaapie van die Kerk recorded his best result of the year on the previous round, while Nicholas Ryan has amassed the most points of all the privateers, ahead of Polokwane businessman Theuns Schubert. Sisters Lola and Megan Verlack return for yet another outing in their S2000 Polo, and Fernando Rueda will hope that his 2009 troubles are now also a thing of the past. Charles Wilken had very little opposition in the production car category this year and wrapped up the title on the previous round. He is currently 4th on the overall points log, so he'll want to upset more of the S2000 cars.
Yeah, I think we're going to try and go out and do the best we can, see how the 33 more restrictor performs up in the mountains here. Hopefully we can do well and maybe bring back sort of a 3rd, 4th overall.
Jacques Coetzee is still new to production car rallying, but he has former rally winner Etienne Lawrence in the passenger seat, something that can only help.
This is going to be something new. It's the first time I've ever sat out, or basically sat on the left-hand side on the mountain trough. You know, winning it before is also going to be a bit of an issue, but you know, it's one of those things.
The 2009 Osram Rally only consists of 7 special stages, but its 170-kilometer route is run entirely on gravel surface public mountain pass roads, including the infamous Hubert's Pass. 7 stages also mean that there is no time for the drivers to warm up, as they will have to attack from the word go. On every rally, South Africa's 6 fastest rally drivers have to take a gamble in order to decide.
The 2009 Sasol South African Rally Championship and current champions Ergen Fecken and Pierre Arries look set to defend their title. But anything can happen.
Ficken currently enjoys a 14-point lead at the top of the championship points table. But the 2009 season got off to a less than perfect start when the entire BP Ultimate squad got stuck in the very first stage of round 1, the Total Tour Natal. Castrol Toyota's Johnny Gemmell grabbed the opportunity with both hands and claimed the first victory of the season. During round 2 on the fast gravel roads of the Western Cape, Ficken leveled the score by storming to his first win of the year, ahead of BP Volkswagen teammate Jan Habig. But Gemmell was determined to strike back and to reclaim his championship lead. The popular Osram Rally in Mpumalanga then played host to one of the best battles in recent rally history, with Gemmell taking the win from Ficken by a mere 4 seconds on the final stage. The 2009 Sasol South African Rally Championship was now becoming a 2-horse race, as on the tough and demanding Rally of South Africa, Ficken once again drew level with another faultless performance, making it 2 wins each. Round 5 was not only the Volkswagen Rally, but also in Volkswagen's backyard in the Eastern Cape. It's a rally that is traditionally dominated by Toyota, but in 2009, Volkswagen had other plans. Gemmell fought bravely, but a misfire removed him from the equation, allowing Volkswagen to achieve their dream of not only winning their own event, but also to claim all 3 steps on the podium. It was an emphatic victory, and one that now sees Ficken with a 14-point championship lead. With 3 wins to Gemmell's 2, Ficken enjoys a comfortable lead at the top, leaving Gemmell with everything to do on the 3 remaining rounds of the championship. 6 times champion Jan Habig is lurking in 3rd, ahead of Charles Wilkin, who has already wrapped up the production car championship.
This battle now continues in the freezing cold weather in the mountains of the Eastern Cape, near the towns of Berkeley East and Lady Grey. Round 6 is the feared Osram Rally, where it's often difficult to differentiate between bravery and plain stupidity.
The far northern part of the Eastern Cape is one of the coldest spots in the country, where overnight temperatures often plunge below freezing. But the cold is the least of the competitors' worries, as the stages of the Osram are notoriously fast. The rally cars can easily reach their top speeds of nearly 200 kilometers an hour, and that high up in the mountains with frightening drops into the valleys below, never far away. Last year, the Osram was the scene of one of the closest finishes in rally history, with only 1 single second that separated the top 3. The 2009 Osram Rally is also unique, as unlike other events or the year before, this year's event will only be contested over 1 single day, turning it into the ultimate sprint race.
The roads are very quick, you've got to be very precise.
I don't think it's that scary, but it's fun.
Some of the best roads in the country, eh? Excellent roads.
Right up at the top there is no repair.
During 2008, Ergen Ficken recorded 4 victories on his way to the championship. His tally for 2009 is 3 so far, so a 2nd consecutive title is now within reach.
We're pushing really hard this year. The guys are all very, very quick this year, and we haven't been given it on a silver platter this year. So we're going to have to push hard on this one, and we need 1 or 2 good events still for the championship, so there's no letting up yet.
With a 14-point deficit, Johnny Gemmell has no choice but to launch full-blown attacks on the 3 remaining rounds.
Yeah, obviously, it's like that most of this year, attack from the beginning. But this is quite a long event, some long stages. This first one's 45K, so, you know, you also got to get to the end.
The current championship has turned into a 2-horse race, or will multiple champion Jan Habig still have a say?
Yeah, I think we would like to have a say, and I think this event really will be the crunch for the championship for the 3 of us. So I think what needs to happen for the championship needs to happen here. So we'll see what we can do.
Marc Ronier is probably too far behind to influence the championship outcome, but Toyota will want him to take points away from rivals Volkswagen.
Oh, absolutely. That's my intention from word go, and I think we've got a good package, so it's going to be attack from day 1.
In 2008, Enzo Kuhn lost the Osram Rally by a single second and will hope to record his first win of the season.
We actually tied last year, and then they had to apply the rule where you see who won the previous stage, so no, they lost by a second. No, I think we're looking forward to this year. These roads have been the same for many years, and I like these roads. I think they're a real driver's challenge.
Behind the factory-backed Toyota and Volkswagen S2000 machines, a host of privateers will do battle. With 4 non-finishers from 5 starts, Jean-Pierre Damso is having a nightmare season. So a good finish in the Osram will be more important than ever for the son of rally legend Serge Damso. Jaapie van Niekerk recorded his best result of the year on the previous round, while Nicholas Ryan has amassed the most points of all the privateers, ahead of Polokwane businessman Theuns Joubert. Sisters Lola and Megan Verlack return for yet another outing in their S2000 Polo, and Fernando Rueda will hope that his 2009 troubles are now also a thing of the past. Charles Wilkin had very little opposition in the production car category this year and wrapped up the title on the previous round. He is currently 4th on the overall points log, so he'll want to upset more of the S2000 cars.
Yeah, I think we're going to try and go out and do the best we can, see how the 33 more restrictor performs up in the mountains here. Hopefully we can do well and maybe bring back sort of a 3rd, 4th overall.
Jacques Coetzee is still new to production car rallying, but he has former rally winner Etienne Lawrence in the passenger seat, something that can only help.
This is going to be something new. It's the first time I've ever sat out, or basically sat on the left-hand side on the mountain trough. You know, winning it before was also going to be a bit of an issue, but you know, it's one of those things.
The 2009 Osram Rally only consists of 7 special stages, but its 170-kilometer route is run entirely on gravel surface public mountain pass roads, including the infamous Joubert's Pass. 7 stages also mean that there is no time for the drivers to warm up, as they will have to attack from the word go. On every rally, South Africa's 6 fastest rally drivers have to take a gamble in order to decide who starts first. As the Osram Rally is a one-day event, drawing number 1 means that you will have to sweep the roads for the entire rally, or for 170 kilometers. JP Damso's run of bad luck continued, as for the 3rd time in 6 events, the Cape Townian was forced to fulfill the role as road sweeper. At over 45 kilometers, the infamous Joubert's Pass is not only the longest stage of the entire rally, but also the scariest. 45 kilometers also mean that a driver can lose loads of time if caught napping, and that the rally can even be won or lost on this opening stage.
JP Damso and Andre Vermeulen set off in their quest to turn their luck around, but the Total Evolution Toyota Runx found the going slippery and set the first benchmark time of 27 minutes and 35 seconds.
I think it was a bit more of a warm-up for us, quite slippery there for us. So.
Championship leaders Hergen Fekken and Pierre Aris usually choose 1 or 2 key stages in which to make their move, so Joubert's Pass was right up their alley. But with 30 kilometers to go, the BP Ultimate Polo hit trouble, a puncture. Fekken decided to take the risk and drive on the rear right flat wheel. But with 15 kilometers to go, the champions picked up another puncture. They reached the end, but in a slow time of 28 minutes and 50 seconds.
Yeah, he drove for 30 k's on the right rear puncture, and probably about 15 left rear as well, so we had 2 flats. Not good, not good.
A few kilometers back, Jan Habig and Douglas Judd were having their own battle with Joubert's Pass. But another slow time of 28 minutes and 25 seconds suggested that the second BP Ultimate Polo was also in trouble.
We lost the power steering 30 odd k's from the end, so we didn't have any power steering.
The 2008 Osram Rally saw the debut of Castrol Toyota's brand new Auris S2000 rally car. Mark Cronje and Robert Paisley were immediately on the pace, until a late accident spoiled what would have been a dream debut and victory. Cronje was determined to make up for it this year, and as they approached the flying finish of stage 1, the time looked extremely fast, 26 minutes and 36 seconds, fastest so far.
I just kept it clean, on the line, all the time, no mistakes, no mistakes. I just didn't push too hard, and I just try to keep it nice and smooth and flowing, and yeah, it seems to be working. We'll see now what the other guys do, but I'm chuffed.
With both BP Ultimate Polos having trouble early on, it was up to Enzo Keen and Guy Hodgson to take the fight to early leader Cronje. The BP Ultimate Polo driver was second year last year and knows a thing or two about the mountains, but his time of 26 minutes and 50 seconds was already 14 seconds slower than Cronje. With championship leader Fekin already more than 2 minutes behind the leader, and that after just one stage in the mountains, Johnny Gemmell and Peter Marsh saw an opportunity to not only record a good result here, but to also close the points gap to Fekin. 26 minutes and 45 seconds was 9 seconds slower than Cronje, but fast enough for second.
Yeah, the sun was blinding us, eh? Terrible, but it was all right.
Charles Wilken and Greg Godrich have already wrapped up the production car championship, so the Sasol Konica Minolta Subaru was on a mission to try and record an overall podium position. But a few kilometers into the mountains, Wilken noticed a problem.
No, tightens are 6 tightens, and left 7, double caution crest is right 1. Double caution crest right 1, no cut. And left 7 at the bottom. And left 7 opens at a small crest.
I think we've got a broken shock.
It opens. Into caution jump dip in long right 5.
Yeah. Something's broken in the front.
Long right 5 opens.
It turned out that the wheel nuts on the right front wheel came loose, causing Wilken to lose time on this scary mountain stage.
Yeah, no, we had a really bad stage there. I think we broke a shock in the first 3 k's of the stage. So it was a terrible stage.
Inside the new Africa Development Toyota Runnix of Jaapie van Niekerk and Robin Houghton, the pace is getting faster and faster on every event. Van Niekerk survived Hubert's pass in spite of having a spin and recorded a time of 27 minutes and 50 seconds, more than a minute slower than the leaders, but good enough for 5th.
We had a lot of rocks. We had to go around and off the line, and that caused me to spin twice, you know, so our times must be bad.
Cape Tonian Fernando Rueda with Cobus Frey in the hot seat is still in his first season in the top S2000 class. Like Van Niekerk, the Spaniard also found the going slippery, but survived a spin or 2 without causing any damage to the Team Total Evolution Toyota Runnix.
Very long, we spun a couple of times. We had 2 big spins. You know why, I really couldn't tell you, but it was very long.
Thien Schubert and Henny Boertes are also in their maiden year behind the wheel of the S2000 Salom Group VW Polo. Not only do they occupy 8th in the overall championship, but they also set the 8th fastest time on this opening stage.
The last part opens up and you can really go fast.
Only one stage has been completed, but Hubert's pass accounts for more than a quarter of the entire rally's distance. Hubert's pass has already claimed a number of victims, with big names like Habich and Fekin lurking down in 7th and 10th positions respectively. And with a rally this fast, and with so few stages in which to try and make up for lost time, one couldn't help but think that this was not going to be their day. But this was excellent news for Toyota. Volkswagen defeated Toyota with a 1-2-3 finish on the previous event, so Cronje and Gemmel were on course to return the favour. After the break, Osram Rally action continues with more battles on the fast and scary dirt roads around Berkeley East. Will Toyota hang on to their lead, or will Volkswagen recover from their early feared Osram Rally, where the roads are super fast and extremely challenging? The Osram is a unique event in that all of its 170 stage kilometers are contested on one single day, leaving absolutely no room for error and even less opportunities to try and make up for lost time. So far, Toyota have jumped out of the blocks and straight into the lead, while championship leader Fecken will have to play catch-up from its current 10th position in an effort to try and limit the damage caused by 2 punctures. Following the tough stage 1, it's off to stages 2 and 3. Clanville is another 31 challenging kilometers, immediately followed by 14 kilometers at Valhoek. Although the Osram Rally is high up in the mountains with the thin air robbing the rally cars of precious power, the roads are so fast and flowing that the cars still easily reach their top speeds of nearly 200 kilometers an hour. To add to the already tough challenge, stages 2 and 3 are run with no service in between, so a problem on stage 2 will also haunt you on stage 3.
JP Damso and Andre Vermeulen were always going to struggle from first on the road, as the Total Evolution Runx has to sweep the roads clean of all those loose stones that make them so slippery. With no real chance of fighting for the lead on this event, Damso opted for a safe approach and completed both these stages in respectable times, but much slower than his usual fast pace.
I think we must make our own rally today. We need to get some mileage behind us. I think you'll be able to do it on our own pace today.
For once, champions Hergen Fecken and Pierre Aries were on the back foot as the BP Ultimate Polo had massive amounts of time to make up. Fecken pushed hard on stage 2, beating Damso by nearly half a minute, and moved closer to Damso on stage 3 by yet another 13 seconds.
Back up to the leader, so we have to push really hard. It's a sprint event, so we're not making a lot of time, even though we're pushing quite hard.
Jan Habig and Douglas Judd were pretty much in exactly the same boat as their BP Ultimate teammates. Their race was not for overall glory, but rather to see how far up the leaderboard they can climb. They started stages 2 and 3 in 7 and finished them in 6. Mark Cronje and Robert Paisley have led many rallies before, including last year's Osram, until they crashed out. So the Castrol Toyota driver had his sights set on a good finish this time round. But a scary moment in stage 2, as well as a puncture 8 kilometers from the end, cost the early rally leaders around 12 seconds.
It's going to be a tough fight to the end. We had a little bit of a moment in the previous stage, so I'm taking the edge off, trying to calm the nerves again, and then we'll push in the long ones again.
Enzo Keane and Guy Hodgson were in hot pursuit of the 2 Castrol Toyotas, but on stage 2, the BP Ultimate Polo also picked up a right front puncture that caused him to lose more than half a minute. Chances of a victory was now also slipping away for the Cape Townian, but he recovered well by setting the second fastest time of all on stage 3, clinging onto his 3rd position overall. With Cronje losing a little time in stage 2, Castrol Toyota teammates Johnny Gemmel and Peter Marsh saw the opportunity and put the hammer down at both stages 2 and 3. Gemmel completed the 31 kilometers of stage 2 in a blistering time of just 14 minutes and 51 seconds, followed by another faster stage time on stage 3 to take the overall rally lead.
That worked.
The technical rules of rallying have forced the turbo engine in the Sattel Konica Minolta Subaru of Charles Wilkin and Greg Godrich to breathe through a 32mm restrictor. But since the previous event, the rules allowed for an extra millimeter. Wilkin is now making full use of it by mixing it up with the fast S2000 machines, and he set the third and second fastest times on these two stages respectively, moving up the leaderboard from 6th to 4th position overall.
Left 6, narrow. 180, left 6, wipers, double caution, left 8, tightens to a very narrow bridge. Here's water in it. It's tight to right 9, and keep left over max crested exit.
Jaapie van Niekerk and Robin Houghton started these two stages in 5th position, and although the New Africa Developments Runx lost the position to Wilkin's production car, they managed to claim one back by overtaking Damso and to remain in 5th spot overall. The Salom Group Polo of Tian Schubert and Henny Boertes was now battling it out with the Team Total Evolution Toyota of Fernando Rueda and Kobus Frey. Schubert was slowly getting the better of Rueda and completed stages 2 and 3 with a gap of 18 seconds over the 10th place Spaniard.
We are halfway into the 2009 Osram Rally, and Toyota seem to have it all under control, with Johnny Gemmell leading his teammate Mark Ronier by a fairly comfortable 24 seconds. Enzo Keen is flying the Volkswagen flag, but finds himself 50 seconds from the lead, ahead of the production car of Charles Wilkin. Habich and Fecken are on the comeback trail and now have Damso's 6th position in their sights. In spite of also suffering from an early puncture, Enzo Keen is hanging on to 3rd, but losing touch with the two Toyotas.
I think we have to make up time. The problem is that the guys ahead of us are taking time off us, so it's virtually impossible. We're going to try harder.
2nd place and ahead of all the Volkswagens is exactly what Toyota asked Mark Ronier to do.
We've had a clean run-up tonight. We had a small problem with a puncture in the 2nd stage now, and a bit of a moment right at the end. But then took it a little bit too easy in the next stage. The guys took some time, but we'll get back on it now and keep it tidy and get it through and see what's happening.
With Fecken currently down in 8th, Johnny Gemmell was in the perfect position to storm right back into this year's championship fight.
Yeah, we've also had our problems during the season with flat wheels and what have you. But we're leading now, and it's got quite a gap. Mark's just behind me, and Enzo's 3rd, I think, about 40 down. So.
Stage 4 is the aptly named War Trail, a 43-kilometer battlefield of yet more fast gravel roads just north of Berkeley East. War Trail is also a real opportunity for anyone to try and launch a serious attack in an effort to make up for lost time earlier in the day. But it's also not a place where you want to take too many risks, as it could very quickly turn into disaster.
It might only be stage 4, but already time to jockey for final positions. The Total Evolution Runx of Fernando Rueda and Kobus Frey completed War Trail in a time of 24 minutes and 13 seconds, 10th fastest. The Salom Group Polo of Tian Schubert and Henny Boertes extended their lead over Rueda by another 17 seconds on War Trail, making 9th position their own. From 1st on the road, JP Damso and Andre Vermeulen were still struggling to find any grip. 5th place, currently occupied by Jaapie van Niekerk and Robin Houghton, was now under attack, forcing the Pretoria businessmen to put the hammer down on this long stage. It worked, as the New Africa Developments Toyota Runx completed War Trail in a time of 22 minutes and 56 seconds. Good enough for the 7th fastest time, but more importantly, good enough to maintain 5th on the overall leaderboard. The turbo-breathing Sasol Konica Minolta Subaru of Charles Wilkin and Greg Godrich was now also on a charge. With a top speed of around 195 kilometers per hour, the production car has a slight advantage over the S2000 machines on the fast and long sections, as the S2000s are geared for around 185 kilometers per hour. But the Subaru is also around 200 kilograms heavier, making it very difficult to slow all that momentum down when approaching the corners. And 190 odd kilometers an hour on a dirt road is a scary thing to do.
Let's start and 7 over crest. Let's start and 7 over crest open. Into easy plus, right 5 at the end of trees.
After losing more than 2 minutes on the opening stage, Argen Fekken and Pierre Harries were on a mission to regain positions. But as the champions said earlier in the day, we're going to have a bad one. The BP Ultimate Polo managed to set the 5th fastest time on Wartrail and moved into 7th position overall, but 6th place was still more than 14 seconds away.
No, look, we're pushing really hard. I think we're lying about 8, so I need to get to about 12, I think, so we have to push really hard.
Current 6th position belonged to BP Ultimate teammates Jan Habig and Douglas Judd. Their time was 4th fastest, but they were now just 1 single second behind Van Niekerk on the overall leaderboard. Wartrail was indeed the scene of a war, as Mark Rooney and Robert Paisley blasted around the 43-kilometer stage in a time of 22 minutes and 35 seconds, or just 1 second faster than Habig. It was good enough to keep the Castrol Toyota Auris in a safe and comfortable 2nd position overall.
Absolutely important that we stay where we are. Johnny's got to go for the championship, and I think just splitting the Volkswagens is really first prize for us. I mean, we've just had a really rough year, so I'm hoping that we can achieve our goal today.
It was now a mad dash to see who would set the fastest time on Wartrail. The contenders, Enzo Keen and Guy Hodgson in the BP Ultimate Polo, and Johnny Gemmell and Peter Marsh in the Castrol Toyota Auris.
1, go, 150, right 4, into left 6, into right 9, 9 right, into left 8, left 8, and left 6, tighten to 8, 6, tighten to 8.
At the halfway mark, it was advantage Gemmell as he managed to open up a slender 4-second lead over Keen.
80, crest mid flat, 70, crest is left 1. Now 70, crest is left 1. 890 up, left 7 in. Left 7 in, 7. And crest into right 8. Right 8 now. 90, right 7, into turn, hairpin left. No cut. Right 7 into turn, hairpin left. Now turn, hairpin left. So go left.
They are both approaching the final few meters of the 43-kilometer stage, but Gemmell seems to have opened even more of a lead as he crosses the flying finish in a time of 22 minutes and 26 seconds. The difference, 8 seconds. Gemmell extends his overall lead.
Well done. That was so good.
Good to be back on speed.
No shortcut, on the road.
Gemmell's stage-winning time of 22 minutes and 26 seconds over the 43.54 kilometers means a ridiculous average speed of 117 kilometers an hour, and that on a dirt road. It also means that he extends his overall lead to 33 seconds over teammate Cronje, with Keen giving his all in 3rd. Wilken and Van Niekerk occupy 4th and 5th, but now have the flying Volkswagens of Habig and Fekken breathing down their necks. After the break, Osram Rally action continues with Toyota's attempt to claim the top steps of the podium, just like Volkswagen did on the event before. Will the names Gemmell and Cronje remain at the top of the leaderboard? Will Fekken and Habig improve on their current positions? And if so, how far can they go nearing its end? But the southern Drakensberg Mountains have 2 more tests in store for the remaining dirt road warriors. So far, Johnny Gemmell has mastered the mountains, but who will have the final say? Charles Wilken has recovered from his stage 1 scare, and the production car driver currently occupies 4th, but he has a few big names in S2000s breathing down his neck.
For the last 2 stages, we'll see if we can keep the gaps and hopefully stay in 4th.
Enzo Keen is on course to spray the champagne from the 3rd step of the podium.
That's the problem. We can't. We're really trying hard, and but the amount of time we're taking off them is less than we need per stage before the finish line. So that's the problem, you know. We need to just hang in there.
If Castrol Toyota wrote the Osram Rally script, 2nd is exactly where they would have wanted to place Mark Cronje.
We're going to try and keep it as neat and tidy, keep on those notes. These next 2 stages, I don't think we're going to have to sweep as bad as we have been in the last couple of stages, so I think it's to our advantage. and yeah, neat and tidy all the way home.
Rally leader Johnny Gemmell currently enjoys a 30-second gap over his teammate, but will it be enough?
Yeah, no, we'll take it a bit easy. You won't push it too much. But it's still 34 Ks, eh?
After one last chance to service the rally machines, the crews now head out to stages 5 and 6 for the final onslaught. Stage 5 at Boksbraek is a 17-kilometer test of fast and beautiful flowing roads just outside Barkley East, immediately followed by another 17-kilometer test at Bottleneck with no service in between. To add to the final challenge, Bottleneck is also rough in places, with obstacles just waiting to catch the unwary driver.
In the top 10 of any round of the Sasol South African Rally Championship, let alone the feared Osram Rally, is always an achievement. Fernando Rueda and Kobus Frey would have had their sights set on a better finish, but the former African Rally champion and his Total Evolution Runix could do nothing about the current 10th place, as the gap to 9th grew by another 7 seconds over stages 5 and 6. That 9th position belonged to the Salom Group polo of Tiens Hubert and Henny Botha. Like Rueda, Hubert is also in his maiden year in the top S2000 class and is slowly but surely getting closer to the fast pace at the pinnacle of South African rallying. Hubert is also very consistent, and with some breathing space between him and Rueda and no real chance to catch the team in front, he looked set to finish a credible 9th overall. JP Damser and Andre Vermeulen have so far experienced what can only be called a character-building season. The Somerset West-based driver has only finished once in 5 events and was forced to sweep the roads on 3 occasions so far, including here in the mountains, which means little confidence in the car's handling and braking abilities. Although the Total Evolution Runix was not quite on the pace, Damser wasn't too unhappy about finishing these 2 stages in 8th position. After stage 1, defending champions and current championship leaders Hergen Fekken and Pierre Aries found themselves in an unfamiliar 10th position. So far, the BP Ultimate Polo managed to crawl its way up into 7th, and now had the new Africa Developments Runix of Van Niekerk in its sights. But Japie van Niekerk and Robin Houghton were well aware of the situation and went into stage 5 with a 14-second lead over Fekken. After stage 5, 14 seconds became 11. With only around 18 kilometers of special stage distance to go, Fekken knew that one championship point could mean the difference between retaining his title or not come the end of the season. But did he do enough on stage 6 to overtake Van Niekerk?
No, it doesn't look like it, eh? He didn't take any time on the stage before. The car's got a bit of a misfire, so he's not making a lot of time.
He was right, because Van Niekerk gave it his all and only conceded 3 more seconds to Fekken on stage 6. The gap was now 8 seconds, and only one very short spectator stage remained. Like with Fekken, Jan Habig and Douglas Judd were also trying to gain overall positions in a last mad dash to the line. The BP Ultimate Polo's next target, Saul Wilkins' 4th position. But Wilkin and Greg Godrich were determined to fend off the attack by Habig, and only conceded 6 seconds to the multiple champion in the fast stage 5. But the gap was now down to just 14 seconds.
Caution, crest mid down into bad dip, left 1, right 7. Go, left 1, right 7. There it is, right 7. And max right 5 in over small crest.
But 14 seconds in only 18 kilometers was a tough ask. In typical spectacular Habig fashion, he chased hard on the final real gravel stage of the event to record a time of 10 minutes and 42 seconds. But did he catch Wilkins?
Yeah, I think so. We'll see what Charles does, yeah? Although we decided to go with wider tyres to give us better grip. Not a good choice, but I don't think we lost that much.
Once again, the answer was no, as the Sasol Konica Minolta Subaru of Wilkin and Godrich emerged from the mountains unscathed and in a reasonable time of 10 minutes and 48 seconds, 6 seconds slower than Habig, but enough to go into the final short stage with an 8-second lead.
Into crest is left 5 tightens, quickly 8. Quickly 8.
Enzo Keane and Guy Hodgson were hoping for a miracle over the last few stages in order to try and upset the two Toyotas at the top. The BP Ultimate driver has had an indifferent season so far, but was on course here to record his second consecutive podium finish. A very consistent performance, but with a gap to second position around 20 seconds, there was nothing more he could do.
Crest is left 3 down, double caution loose, left 6. Dip into left 5. Left 5 opens 90, crest mid into right 6 opens.
Mark Clonier and Robert Paisley would have had nightmares of their accident in the 2008 Osram Rally. But this time round, there were no such mistakes from the Castrol Toyota team. Clonier had no chance to make up the difference to his teammates' first position and had a comfortable gap between himself and Enzo Keane in third. So all he had to do was bring the Aurus safely home for what was going to be a fine second position.
I needed to try and keep it clean, and it's quite a horrible stage. There's no flow to it, and I think you can catch out quite quickly.
Only around 35 kilometers stood between Johnny Gemmell and Peter Marsh and their third victory of the season, and with Ficken looking certain to finish no better than 7, a result that would rocket Gemmell right back into championship contention. The Castrol Toyota Aurus driver was in fine form, as he also set the fastest stage time on stage 5 for his 4th consecutive stage win, allowing him to back off on the final real stage of the event for what will surely be an emphatic victory.
One stage remains in the 2009 Osram Rally, but since it's only a short 1.4 kilometer...
Highveld 400 at Carnival City on the East Rand.